Hey, this is Cam Pipes from 3 Inches of Blood. We're in New York City at the Metalliance Tour. Throw those horns up.
We're inside the Gramercy Theater at the Metalliance #2. I'm here with Cam Pipes from 3 Inches of Blood. Welcome back to New York, brother.
Joel, thanks for having me.
Of course, man. You guys have always been welcome to New York. And first and foremost, when you come to New York City or when you hear about coming to New York City, what is the first thing that comes to your mind as far as like touring and playing shows here?
Traffic.
In
Just the
parking?
crazy, yeah. Oh, God, the worst.
But you get good pizza.
Yeah. I mean, I still prefer my pizza back home. I get in my hometown. I mean, but that's compared to, like, everywhere else in the world. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things like that. Certain places I eat on a regular basis back home, it's like, it doesn't compare. Nothing else in the world seems to compare, I guess, maybe because I'm used to it or whatever. But
Exciting times for 3 Inches of Blood too as far as the music.
yeah, and new record's about to come out. We're playing new shit live, so that's really exciting. Get new stuff into the set list and see how people react to it.
And from which songs do you think are standing out so far when you play them in front of people?
Well, so far we've only tested out a few, but they seem to get pretty good response so far. As once the record's out and we're doing more like longer sets, then we'll throw other songs from the album in there and see how it goes.
Can we throw them some titles so they can know what to expect as far as like when they come out?
Yeah, so far on this tour we've been doing Metal Woman, Leather Lord, and Dark Messenger, which all three right now are, have been previewed online already. So.
Where did you get the inspiration for the lyrics this time around? Did you like travel, let's say, outside from your comfort zone to like go down in writing, or go down on the writing path, let's say, or do you write a lot from the road?
No, I write a lot, or primarily at home. I seldom write lyrics on the road. I can't remember the last time I did. I usually get a lot of song title ideas first, and then I'll kind of just go through them and be like, what theme could come out of that title, and that's kind of how a lot of, usually the last couple records have been like that, where I'll have the title and then just some theme will come out of it later, and so that was the same for this one.
When you tell us a little bit about the production about the new album.
Very simple, like everything just kind of like to the writing, all the way through recording was very quick. Only took a few months, but psychologically it feels like we'd been playing those songs for and rehearsing them for like a year before actually going to the studio, just the way it came together so fast and everything was just so smooth and easy. And we were working with Terry Murray, who we did the EP with last year, so we already had that rapport, and of course we've known Terry before anyway, like just being in the same music scene and whatnot. So, and then we worked with them, and now so we did the full length too. So everything was just kind of like, laid back, and it was a fun process.
It wasn't like a hectic situation in which you have to kind of get yourself in that mindset. It was like a natural progression of things.
Yeah, we were at home. We didn't have to worry about finishing on a specific date because we had to, be back home somewhere. We kind of did a whole bunch of shit, and we were almost done right before Christmas, and then it was like, okay, we got a couple more things to do, but we're at our hometown, so we'll just come back the first week of January and just finish it off, and don't worry. So, yeah, it was all very.
What would you say Byron has brought into the band?
Well, if you know Byron and you know his his resume and his background, he's bringing in. I think he's got more touring experience and recording experience and just experience in a band himself than the rest of us have combined. So, and he's a monster bass player, and he's been our good buddy for a long time. So, and he's some people may not know, but he's actually played with us before. A few years ago, he filled in on a tour, and we did some shows kind of Midwest and some in Canada too, and he just filled in. So he's kind of always expressed interest in doing something more full time, but he'd been tied up, with Fear Factory or strapping or whatever. And then, just as this recording was done, he's like, "I want to play with you guys. I'm gonna, make my free myself from these other commitments, and he wanted to play with us."
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's great. Hey, we're having someone who's already a bro and someone we know or are aware of his capabilities, and we happen to have played with him, as well too. So, every little piece kind of fit.
And he was telling us that you guys feel a little bit as the outcasts because everybody's playing all these technical metal here at Metalliance Tour, and you guys are more meat and potatoes. Do you agree with that statement?
Oh yeah, we're used to that, being the kind of a standout band on any tour. So I think it's good for us. We relish the opportunity to stand out and be different from everybody else, because who doesn't want to be recognized in some way, shape, or form? So it's good for us.
Right, and the record title "Long Live Heavy Metal" I think states exactly what 3 Inches of Blood is. I mean, I don't know if it's maybe the philosophy you're going through, because it's heavy metal period, and there's no really too many philosophies. But I think when I saw it, I was like, see, these guys are making a statement, and I've heard a few of the tracks, the ones you pointed out that are already previewing, and I'm like, all right, I see where they're going, and it's cool because you guys are not getting away from what you know what to do. You know what I mean? You're not experimenting too much. You're just kind of being like, all right, this is what we do, and we do it right.
Exactly. We try and make every record have its own kind of feel and its own flavor, and we're not going to repeat what we do. I don't feel we've ever really gone off on a tangent on any of them and really sounded drastically different. I think each one has its own unique qualities, but if you took every album as like an entire body of work, like, you can hear the similarities and just recognize that it's us. So I think we're keeping it fresh, keeping it interesting, and each one's just kind of a step and an evolution, and it's nothing conscious. We just kind of write what sounds good to our ears, and that's what happens. It's nothing. We don't plan out to do anything a certain way, or we don't have a concept going in. It just happens.
And obviously, the Metalliance Tour kicked off recently, but so far so good, you would say, for 3 Inches of Blood, as far as the crowd response and maybe getting a new fan, like, let's say, a sack of new fans?
Absolutely. This was a lot of these bands on this tour already have really strong fan bases, even if they were headlining on their own. So just to kind of throw them all together, it's like guaranteed to be like a good cross-reference of a lot of different types of metal fans. So we're putting ourselves in front of fans who wouldn't necessarily come to a headlining show of ours, and vice versa. Some of our fans might not check out some of the other bands individually, but now they're seeing that. So hopefully everyone's going to gain fans from the other bands' fan bases, and there's always going to be a lot of them. All these shows have been pretty packed.
All right, we have a lot of people already upstairs. It's pretty early.
Sold out.
Are you a little nervous so far?
There's always a little bit of nerves, just anxious to just get out there and do it. But once you're playing, it's like, it's fun. Like, you're up there and you're like, okay, this is I enjoy this. It's you get the butterflies, just like the anticipation of what it's going to be like. But it all kind of melts away, and you just relax and just go with it.
All right, Cam, I want to thank you, brother. And you guys watching, make sure you pick up Long Live Heavy Metal by the one and only 3 Inches of Blood.